extra 30 seconds.
Perfect. Thank you. Just leave the voice off and then we'll. Oops. Whoa. That was my alarm. Who knew?
What happened?
I didn't know I had that alarm
You want to hear the ads?
on. Nah.
Okay.
No ads. If anything, I got to put our own ads. Maybe I should do that. Maybe we should work on that.
Welcome to the morning show. No, I can't think of a beat.
Jesse in the morning.
Oh, here we go.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live audience there. However you're tuning in, we appreciate you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. How are you doing this beautiful morning? Super excited. A little bit later on, I'm going to be joined by the Shift co-founders, Chief Wellness Officer and co-CEO, Mary Albertoli and Nadia Sarmova. This is a subject that we talked a while back about when they were creating a series, and now they've gone forward and they've created two very interesting wellness rallies. One which is going to happen here in Los Angeles May 1st at 11 a.m. in partnership with NAMI Westside LA. You can follow them at NAMI WLA. That's NAMI WLA. Stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. The Shift Wellness Rally kicks off their Westside LA's Wellness Weekend for Mental Health Awareness Month. You can register for it online. We'll give you the details on that. And then in Chicago, May 15th, which happens to be also a Saturday at 1 p.m., the Rincon Family Services and Recovery International bring the Shift Wellness Rally to Chicagoland with Paulina Rowe from The Fred Show on another sister station of a radio station, 103.5. And you can find out the information. It's also published online on their website. You can go to any one of those, or you can go to, actually, they got a couple of them. We'll give that information. It's the Shift Wellness Rally. .com, and you could click on your city's date and download the prompts for your city's event. Really cool too, if you or someone you know perhaps is between, I think, the ages of 13 and 30, they have a really good list of questions that your youth and or young one can actually add to their voice. And some of these questions are really cool. First of all, I got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. What question?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw the post that I had, which was on this particular subject, but it is one where many of our friends or family that actually, do like videos or they can actually share their story. It's a pretty good one. And, when it comes to mental health or mental illness, especially being either very, very, I mean, there's so many different versions of it, from depression to major depression to a variety of others. It's always important to be able to say it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say what someone's going through instead of suffering silently. And there's a whole community online that has been able to help one another. I'm sharing the website right here, right now on the, which is what you'll be able to click on. It says how to share content for the Shift Wellness Rally. Thanks for sharing your voice. The more responses that you share, the more likely you are to appear in your city's event. You don't have to create content for every section to be included in your city's wellness rally. Submit content by April 18th and save the date for May 1st. So they've got a variety of ways to enter and certain, ways to put on like your video submission. But these are some of the questions I thought was really good to kind of get a topic, even if you don't have your youth actually do a video. Maybe they're camera shy, maybe they don't want their information out there, maybe you don't want their information out there, but maybe there's someone out there that does. Here's a couple of the intros that they give you, which I thought was great because it gives you a way to open up and start talking about yourself. You could be like, hi, I'm like me. Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. I'm 43 years old, living in the neighborhood of the LA County. And then you go to mental health matters to me, or I care about mental health because, and then you fill in the information. I'm choosing to share my personal thoughts, feelings, experiences around mental health for the Los Angeles Wellness Rally because, fill in the info. But here's some really good questions I think that they have here. Here's one. I think it's this one, number 6. I personally do or do not talk about my personal mental health with my family because there's a blank, with my friends because, and then you would fill in the blank. So if you think about that, like everybody, I think from young youth to adult can make that statement and say, well, you know what? That's true. Why don't I? Right. And that could be personal for you or yourself. If you care to share, feel free to share in social media. Here's another one on number 7. I get or I feel hashtag stuck inside on topics like blank and because blank. So it gets your mind thinking, how do I feel about mental health or mental wellness, right? I like this one. I think my community or culture does or does not see mental health well-being as a priority to actively address because blank. I can tell you right now, based on the homeless that I see, they get in, they get out, and back to square one with no help in between. So that's what I've seen just personally. And then there's other good questions down the line. I like this one. My go-to resource or hashtag go-to resource. This is question number 14. Is blank because blank, or I don't have a go-to resource. And that's pretty open and honest. What do you think about these questions, Jesse?
Yeah, I think these questions are great because it's true. A lot of people do not like talking about personal problems with family and friends. Uh, I know a lot of times they would just say, shake it off, walk it off, whatever. Yeah, I would love to walk it off if I could deal with it.
Yeah. So, and I agree with you. It's harder said than done. I like this one here. Let's see. I have a few that I really like that I wanted brought out. Here's one, 16. When I have questions, I feel I do or do not have access to trusted people and or resources to help support and or guide me. So it's pretty much it. I love this just as an exercise for every parent to run through each and every one of their kids, right? And then you get the full story. You get input from them and say, well, how do you feel about these things, right? And then there's some cool ones here. Here's 18. The biggest surprise I've gotten in the past from sharing what I was going through, experiencing was, right? Because maybe you have a good story. Maybe you have somebody that did help you. Then there's this one. I like this one. What comes to mind regarding these mental health aids? Rank 1 for skeptical, it will help, and rank 5 for sure, it will help. Laughter yoga. Do you think that will help, or skeptical, or yes, it will help? 1 or 5? 5 for yay, or 1 for doubt it?
I want to go for 5. I think it'll help.
Laughter yoga? Okay. What's the difference between serious yoga and laughter yoga? No, I'm just kidding. Talk therapy. Talk therapy. This is a good question because I've heard people go, therapy doesn't work. Don't go to therapy. I'm like, yeah, you don't want them to go therapy because you don't want them to call you out on your stuff. Literally, I heard that from somebody who actually molested his own daughter. So yeah, he doesn't want his daughter to go to therapy. No duh. Talk therapy. So is that yes, skeptical, or 5 for it really works for you? And it could be different for everybody.
No, I go to a therapist like once every 3 months, and all we do is talk.
Good.
We just talk about personal stuff and things that I'm feeling, and just personal stuff that just the average person doesn't ask.
Yeah. Here's another one, guided meditation. For me, that works great. For others, it's hard because they can't slow down their mind. Some go, I have no idea. But I like guided, like sometimes the YouTube ones, not all of them, but some of them. And then it kind of walks me through, and then I feel much more like, zened out, right? Which I do recommend. There's a couple that I do recommend on YouTube. Some of them I don't. But psychiatry, right? For some, it works. For some, I do recommend, especially be very attentive to it and let your family know there's nothing wrong with taking medication that help with certain characteristics of mental health well-being. I can guarantee you right now, my stepfather, who had to take a lot of pills back in the day, if he didn't take some of the pills, he would have gone off his rocker quite a few times. So I am more than happy of psychiatry and the psychological well-being of people when certain medication is made available. Just make sure to double check on all the medication, side effects, and other things. Be very well aware of it. My dad was pretty much like a test tube for some of the psychiatrists because he took, I think, 23 pills, all of different varieties, all at once. I mean, talk about biochemistry. There was always something happening with one influencing another. So double check your stuff. He's an extreme case, but I've heard of others that have like extreme cases like that. Either way, at least he got the help. that's why I'm never against psychiatry and or certain methods that work when it comes to brain chemistry and certain things like that. Gratitude practice. Do you think that's skeptical 1 or a 5?
Wait, what was that last one?
Gratitude practice.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's just practicing gratitude every single day and morning, which I will tell you, for those that are suicidal, helps a bit of the way to get to where they got to go.
Yeah, I do that every morning.
Yeah, it keeps you,
it keeps me humble.
And it keeps you positive, right? Getting diagnosed, that's 1. Journaling, that I don't like to journal. For me, that would be a 1. I don't like to write like that. But for some, it helps to get your information out, right? Get your feelings out. Taking medication, and then cognitive behavioral therapy. That's an interesting one. So all these things and more is what we're going to be talking around the corner with The Shift, which is such a great team over there. And they do wellness talks each and every time on Instagram. They're really with it, and they are doing it with everybody. So there you go. What does social media have to say about this? Let's see. We got social media. Rosalie says, I see my therapist 2 to 3 times a month. Of course, a certain family member hates it and refuses to sit in and hates the results I'm getting from it, because they're usually the end result of it, right? I don't want to be called out of my stuff. Guaranteed, right? Shadow says, God is my therapist. And you know what? I'm glad you say that. A lot of people do pray and or throw their burdens onto God and share that. And there you go. But remember, even Luke, one of Jesus' disciples, was a physician. So I'm sure he got some information from Luke. Hey, Luke, can you help me with this cut? Yeah, sure. Use this leaf. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Staff and families at Custom Care Solutions caregivers take time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
The Beljanski Foundation offers you the scientific approach to healing used successfully by Francois Mitterrand, the former president of France. The Beljanski Foundation offers you non-toxic, scientifically supported methods to regain your health. Visit the Beljanski Foundation website, www.beljanski.org. You'll be glad you did. That's www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Foundation. The information is essential. The Beljanski Foundation. www.beljanski.org. The Beljanski Method, now in America. www.beljanski.org.
Decades ago, scientists discovered why Greenland Eskimos maintain healthy hearts despite their high-fat diets. The high level of omega-3 oils in their seafood diet protected their hearts. Carlson Norwegian fish oil provides those important omega-3 oils. The same omega-3s from cold water fish support maximum brain power, immune strength, joint comfort, and our vision too. Carlson, the very finest fish oil, is a valuable source of the important omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Each teaspoon provides a full 1,600 milligrams of omega-3s. And its purity is guaranteed. Try it on salads and popcorn. It tastes like lemon, not fishy. Ask for Carlson, the very finest fish oil, at finer health food stores today.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, whichever way you join us, make sure to download our app. It's free, KMET 1490 AM. Make sure you have it on your mobile device. Wi-Fi is always good. Make sure you have a good data plan if you're going to do it the other way, and you can take us with you wherever you go. I recently got the question, Jesse. Well, first of all, have you ever golfed?
Yes, I have. I have golf. I will not let anybody watch me play golf anymore because of it is difficult. It is not an easy sport.
I'm not gonna lie, Jesse. I'm right there with you. So I'm okay. I recently got contacted by UConn, okay, and I want to say a big thank you to the friends over there that are making it happen. But they asked me, "Are you willing to golf and or paddleboard?" Right, and so I'm like, okay, paddleboarding. I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted to do it, but they're like there might be some risk to that, so there might be some things, and I don't want to hold it up, right? Because it's this like huge thing, it's kind of an excursion, but it's also not. So it's work, to help promote the UConn brand. But which if you don't know what a UConn is, I mean, you'd say sign me up for whatever, which is basically what I said. However, the question was posed to me, do you golf? And I'm like, I don't golf, but I'm wondering if I want people to see me strike out, because I'm wondering if I'll just want to throw it at the end and be like, does anybody looking? I can't hit this darn thing. And I just, you know what I mean? Do they have cameras? Is there something? Do I have, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I got to figure out who I'm going to take on that. But I would take you, but you are working like nonstop. So but maybe you're an option to take. I don't know. Maybe you could teach me a little bit of golf if your schedule allows for it.
I'm pretty sure I can kill in the putting part of it, but like actually getting the golf ball off the little pedestal thing. No, I went to a driving range once. I could have literally threw the golf ball farther than actually hitting it.
That's kind of my situation, but I will say this: I've always wanted to learn golf. I feel bad for not knowing it because golf is one of those sports where you could talk to investors and or CEOs because it's just a thing among certain celebrities and other people. I kind of want to if I'm gonna fail now before I get in front of a golf tournament celebrity, because I've been at a lot of those, but I'm never the one golfing. I'm the one usually interviewing the golfers. Does that make sense? So I'm always the one viewing from afar going, I know miniature golf. I'm great at getting it in the hole once it's close by. Hitting it all that far, I've never tried that, actually. I don't know if I would be good at it.
You should probably just check it out. Go to a driving range. That's the easiest place to learn, just so you can get your swing
ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, they even have instructors that'll help you. That'll teach you.
Okay, then I might consider that. So I might say, sign me up for the golf. I will look like a fool in front of people I do not know, and there you go. I appreciate that. All right, here's a weird statement. Why is the COVID-19 pandemic causing a ketchup shortage? Did you know this was happening, Jesse?
Are you joking with me, or is this a serious?
This is a serious ABC7.
Oh my God.
News headline. Restaurants have relied heavily on takeout orders to survive during the pandemic, which has caused a need for more ketchup packets. Oh, one thing affects the other. Once those started running low, some eateries began pouring out bulk ketchup into individual cups. The Wall Street Journal reports that low inventory of ketchup is hitting mom and pop restaurants as well as chains like Texas Roadhouse. USA Today reports that Heinz is working to increase their supplies in order to produce 12 billion packets a year. According to the restaurant business platform Plate IQ, the ketchup shortage has caused packet prices to rise 13% since January 2020. That's a phenomenon you might want to cash in on. Here's another one. Old Navy responded to a first grader. Now, Cameron Gardner, whose class recently learned how to write persuasive letters, used her new skills to pen a request to Old Navy. Now she's 7 years old, okay, penning a letter. Very smart, okay. Asked the retailer to create jeans with real pockets. She wrote this, quote, "Dear Old Navy," I love this. She's very adult-like, right? "Dear Old Navy, I do not like." Oh, what a 7-year-old tells you they do not like, okay? "I do not like that the front pockets of the girls' jeans are fake." Oh, they are, Jesse, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah. You're welcome. Now you know. She goes, "I want front pockets because I want to put my hands in them." That's pointed, very, very appropriate. "I also would like to put things in them," which is appropriate. That's what pockets are for, right? "Would you consider making girls' jeans with front pockets that are not fake? Thank you for reading my request." Now, Old Navy responded with a letter of its own. I would just say, yes, whatever you need. Thank you so much for taking the time to write us about pockets on girls' jeans. The Old Navy Kids product team appreciate your information. It's great feedback for us as we develop new product. The company said sent Gardner 4 pairs of jeans and jean shorts with real pockets. This young girl is so smart, and you know what? Good job, Cameron Gardner. Cameron, you know what? You and every other lady out there, I can guarantee you, even my mom recently said that with something that she said. She goes, "Oh, this has pockets," and I looked at her thinking, "Well, of course it has pockets, Mom. What's wrong with you?" But then I realized, oh wait, a lot of these women's products don't have pockets, Jesse. So now you know. And what will you do with that information, Jesse?
I have no idea, but you just blew my mind. Why don't they have pockets?
They're fake. I don't know.
That's just a slap in the face.
It is. It's like, why have a fake pocket when you should have a real pocket? It makes no sense. Who's the product developer on that? Okay, this is her. You could thank her later. There you go. And you know what? Thank you to the class and the entire teachers that made her write a very good, persuasive letter of stating the obvious. Get pockets on those jeans. I applaud you, and I think all of us agree, right? We have to take another break here on the morning show. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
All right, I'll let you get your guess.
All right, thank you. Let me go mute on here. Audio's good. Jesse, go ahead and play the rest of that commercial, please.
Okay.
Power of human potential with the mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and much more. We're joined from our team over there at the Shift Wellness Rally. And we're joined by two amazing people that we've had here on the show in the past. And we've got a lot more stuff going on. We've got with us Mary Abertoli and Nadia Sarmova. Good morning. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Airport.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Hi, Aaron. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the both of you are, of course, fantastic in doing what you're doing. This wellness rally, though, really is something that I have to say congratulations on. There must be a lot of work. How did this come about, and what does this mean for the Shift and all those that are participating in it each and every week?
Yeah,
sure.
Be happy to speak to that. Sorry, Mary. So, Aaron, these wellness rallies really came as a response to the pandemic. So, since the outbreak of COVID in 2020, the U.S. has been impacted by skyrocketing rates of anxiety, depression, suicide among youth. As early as early adolescence into young adulthood. In fact, there's data from the CDC that shows that since the start of the pandemic, mental health related emergency department visits increased by 31% for 12 to 17-year-olds. And 1 in 4 young adults have contemplated suicide. So in response to this, we partnered with some of the leading national and local nonprofit organizations, policymakers, schools, mental health experts, and impact-driven influencers to launch a series of impact youth-oriented virtual wellness rallies to start with the mental health information and localized wellness rallies. Young people, experts, high-profile individuals, and brands.
Okay, Nadia, I hate to cut you off, but we have some background. I think it's probably an because I heard airline out. There's probably one in your area, and it's causing. I'm going to let you, Mary, take over from there.
Yeah, so as Nadia was saying, we really have expanded our reach in terms of who would like to participate in these rallies. Our first one is, as you know, May 1st in Los Angeles, and we are partnered now with NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness. And we also have other organizations contributing content that will really give our viewers a chance to actually experience the shift. What we're trying to create is really a new way of looking at mental health, where stigma is not attached, where people feel safe and authentic enough to open up about what they're going through and not feel this this judgment around it, because really that's what's holding us back from getting the help we need. And then we have one on May 15th in Chicago, and we have so many nonprofit organizations contributing content with what they're doing to help advance these conversations with their own young adult and teenage population, as well as up to the mayor of Chicago, who's going to actually speak on behalf with a message to our youth. Yeah, so many people are coming on board, which is so exciting.
Yeah, and Nadia, hopefully your audio sounds a little better. I don't want to cut you off again, but Nadia, you to add to that, let's talk about the 13 to 30-year-olds and why this is so important to get some input, because I shared this earlier with our online audience and radio audience, some of these questions that you guys have put down that people could submit their own video generated content. And I think, though, it's a good suggestion for parents just to have with their young ones to see what their thought are. It's like one of those like good family projects to have, because I looked at the list of questions. I'm like, this is good to get into the mind of your youth and or your teenager, right?
Absolutely, Aaron. Can you hear me okay without any issues? Okay. So yes, we are so committed to ensuring that each of our rallies amplifies the voices of young people. And so we have generated and sent out this call to action for young people to get involved, to let their voices be heard. So for all of the young people listening to your show tonight, if you're I hear the feedback again. Are you guys hearing it?
Yeah, it's happening again. Mary, I'll let you. I know you guys have two minds literally that work with each other. Mary, can you hear what she's trying to say?
Sure. I think Nadia is saying that she's inviting all the young people that are actually listening to your show right now to really respond to our submission form. I know that we're at www.shifttheshow.com, but they can go ahead and submit their content, and we'd like to have them be a part of the rally.
I'm looking at right now, and there's a couple dates. Again, the LA is May 1st, 2021, and the Chicago one is May 15th. And some of the cool teams that you've partnered up with, obviously, are going to bring a lot to the conversation. Talk to me how this is going to be. So, because again, when you say a rally, typically you think like, okay, so what's the format of it? How long is it going to be? How long is it going to last? And what can people like look forward to maybe with their family members?
Sure. It's going to be highly interactive. I'd like to give a shout out to our team if I can.
Yeah, please.
We have, of course, myself, who is one of the co-founders of the Shift and the Chief Wellness Officer. Maureen Eistern, who's the Chief, the Shift co-founder as well, and co-CEO, creative director. We have Nadia, of course, who is a co-founder, as well as the COO, director of business affairs. We have Kitty Overton, who's a Shift Chief of Content and Impact Strategist. Wadua Wali, the Shift Chief Digital Officer. And of course, the lovely Adrienne Finch, whom you met, the Shift Lead Ambassador and Shift Starter Series and Wellness Rally host. So we have an incredible team and other ancillary team members who are working together to create pre-recorded content, as well as some live, but mostly pre-recorded, where and it's going to be highly interactive, where people have a chance to actually say what's working for them and what's not. We want to learn from our youth so we can continue to provide what they need out in the world today with every rally that we create.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website as well at the same time. It's the shiftwellnessrally.com. And you can go right there, get all the information. And back to some of the questions that I was talking about earlier. I think, and I love the one where it says, put a 1 if this works, or if you think this works, at being skeptical, certain practices that help your wellness. And I heard of laughter yoga, and I'm not going to lie, I put that a 1 next to that. Maybe one of you can help me with that. Nadia, I feel like you know more about that than Mary.
Okay, let's give this one more shot. I'm really not sure what's causing, because I'm not in an airplane flying zone. But yeah, so we're the rallies, in addition to having young people, will also offer mental health experts and various modalities. And one of the modalities happens to be a laughter yoga. Now, I kind of want to keep you and all of your listeners in suspense, so you join us on May 1st
Very
and May 15th. But we promise that it will be a wonderful experience.
Okay, I promise that I know that I agree that you know that it is. So I will put it from a 1 to maybe a 3 and keep my skepticism quite low, because I'm sure if you're recommending it, it's got to not be that bad, right? Anything that enjoys laughter. I mean, but do you do never mind. I'm not even going to think of that, because I'm thinking of which one, Downward Dog. That one's I already want to laugh at, but I shouldn't, because I'm going to offend somebody. So I don't want to offend anybody. You get it?
Yes,
I do.
Okay. All right. Mary, what about you? I mean, some of those, again, were very good to highlight. And I think, sometimes people forget that there's so many different versions of things that we can do to help our mental wellness, including like there was some stuff I didn't even think about that were on that list to keep an open mind on that I think some families don't keep an open mind on, especially when it comes to this talk therapy.
So yes, I mean, there's other ways of releasing what you're feeling inside. I mean, we trap a lot of things in our bodies. So we recommend, exercise and proper eating. They seem very simple, but they can make a difference. Or really, I mean, the shift is all about having a conversation, though, really allowing ourselves to have that conversation that we so deserve, especially during the last year and a half we've had with the pandemic, as a way with a trusted adult or a trusted person or a therapist, or not being ashamed of having to say, I got to talk about this. This is too much for me to handle alone. And there's no shame to that.
Yeah, I agree. Now let's talk about the youth of this generation. You guys have had a lot of interesting conversations each and every week. I do want to promote your Instagram lives because Nadia, maybe I could go to you really quick before we hear that feedback. What's been the result of that? I know with Adrienne Finch, I know she does it very regularly with you. I went in on some of the rebroadcasts, I should say, that are there on all your social media platforms. You've been able to interview a lot of great guests. What's coming up beyond even this wellness rally?
Well, lots of things. We've evolved so much since we last were with you. We've gone from a docu-series, which was who we were at our inception, to now being a digital content platform for people to discover mental health and well-being. And so what we do is we create and aggregate and really drive content-rich series and events that inspire curiosity and really, engage young people to want to self-advocate and get access to mental health resources. So the Ship Starter series will hopefully continue. We did 21 episodes last year. We took a pause to regroup, and we look forward to re-engaging and starting season 2 after the rally.
Fantastic. Okay. And Mary, switching over to you, obviously, going forward, what do you hope to see happen in the next coming weeks with this rally? A big conversation, obviously.
Well, certainly. Yeah. I mean, our to get as many young adults and adolescents to look at this material, to really interact, give us their feedback. I think I'm a little frozen here. And to really let us know what we can do in turn to help them, to get them to the resources they need. People should not be sitting like wondering what to do if they're feeling a certain way. They should have someone that they could speak to right away. But it's to spread the word. It's to spread the word, to make this a movement that we've been so incredibly hard on ourselves around mental health. Mm-hmm. And to really generate a compassion and understanding and generosity through our language. Through these rallies, to create that awareness for all, especially our youth.
Can I just say something? Were you always a redhead?
No.
But I have something to share, because I thought, when it comes to like wellness, like I'm just going to share my mom's story, right? And I told her, I said, Mom, I think you need, because she wanted to cut her hair and do something different with her hair. And she went all red, right? At first she's like, no. I go, just try it out. Why not? It makes you feel different, lighter and whatnot. Did that help your mental state of being, just changing your hair color?
It did, in the sense
great
that,
on you, by the way, Mary.
Oh, thank you so much. I've gotten so many nice compliments. Yeah. It did for me because I was going gray and I couldn't afford really to go to see a professional salonist. So I'm just like, let's just do this,
My mom did
let's do something different.
One of those. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it helps, right? That's my point. Like, why
it does. It picks you up.
Yeah.
Picks up your spirits.
Sometimes it's the smallest things that help us out, right? Nadia, what does it for you? Just, if we could be real and candid about ourselves sometimes, because I can tell you what helps me. It's called King Taco.
Oh, sleep. Sleep. You cut my sleep out, my mental health goes out the window. So for me, it's sleep and exercise, eating healthy, and not bottling anything in, like really opening up and speaking about whatever may be troubling me at any given moment. Just finding the time to have really candid, honest conversations with myself and with those in my environment.
Well, I want to say thank you to both of you. It is available right now. You can go get the information, the shiftwellnessrally.com. Even if you are not going to submit a video, simply register to attend with you and your family. Even if you're isolated and you're thinking, you know what, no, who am I going to spend it with? I think, is there going to be like an online chat platform or people at least see each other on this, or at least, you can like have conversations when you follow you guys online?
One of the greatest things about the rallies is that there is an interactive component. So anyone who participates will have access to a survey throughout the show that they'll get a chance to hear their voice and make their voice count.
Perfect. Okay. And Mary, any last words before we let you both go?
No, just please join us at the rally. No, you're not alone. And you can also follow us on at the Shift Series Official on Facebook. On Instagram, it's at the Shift_series, and that goes for Twitter, TikTok, and Medium as well.
Perfect. Okay. So I appreciate both of you. Thank you. Nadia, thank you. I apologize for the sound issue. Maybe we could figure that out and do something going forward. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. The shiftwellnessrally.com. It's happening. Congratulations for getting this information out and getting this to the next step. I think it's great to have this for each and every young adult, big adult, and or adult that wants to feel like a kid again. Right?
It's beautifully said. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aaron,
right.
if
go for it.
If I could just say one last thing as we part, the Shift Wellness Rally is brought to each community by way of brand sponsorship. And so we are actively seeking brand sponsors for both of our upcoming rallies. There's never been a better time for brands to show support to their communities, their cities, this nation's mental health. So we invite brands to come rally with us. And for more information, or if you want to reach out to speak to us around brand sponsorship, please contact Espada PR. The best email is jasmine@espadapr. And you can also reach out to us on our website, theshiftwellnessrally.com.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple of wellness other ones that I'm thinking of maybe hitting up. One of which, actually, they do recovery and they specialize in that. So we'll see what we can reach out to in our other media partners and others. And I want to say thank you to both of you again for spending time with us. I know it takes financially people to do it, and then volunteering and spending time and all that. It takes a village. So thank you both for spearheading this and making time count for our youth of today.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you for
it's
being
always
a
great
Shift
speaking to you.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
both. All right. There you go. The shiftwellnessrally.com. Go check it out. You can always check out the Shift Series Official. I'm on it on Facebook. And we'll see you guys around the corner. We have to take a quick break, pay some bills here. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases, get the breathing room you need. Garnish wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Again, it is all available right there at the shiftwellnessrally.com. You can check it out. Go ahead and type that in. You'll get all the information that you need. It's free to register, obviously. And if you want to send a video which actually highlights your own personal feelings on the matter, again, you can do so. And I do recommend that you take a look at, even if you're not going to submit one, I really think this is a good practice session to do with your family. Again, I'm looking at the questions and answers, and a lot of them are just good to get the conversation started in your own household. Like this one, it says, "This is how I shift my state if I'm not doing well." It says, "Send us a visual of something that represents your answer if you can. Here are some examples, but show us your own. Meditating, self-hug, writing, calling someone, getting outside, playing sports, being in nature, smiling, eye contact, bike riding, painting, favorite colors, playing music, and or dancing." This says, this one is all yours. Anything else you wish to say with whatever you want to say. And that's usually towards the end. For Jesse, what is it that helps you out?
If I'm like, anxiety and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I usually just go to a quiet place, usually away from everybody. And I tend to go to YouTube and I look for nature sounds, like rain or thunder and stuff. And I just close my eyes and just concentrate on that.
That's actually a really good one. I've done that. I've gone to sleep with rain sounds, right? Yeah, sometimes thunder, because I like to hear that. And I'm like, I don't know. There's something that it does for me. It kind of keeps me calm. So it's funny that you say that. But yeah, I sometimes, even the best of us can have stress, anxiety disorder, and or the like, just based on things that are happening in our life. What's going to happen next? What are we going to do tomorrow? How are we going to financially pay for things? I mean, like when you start saying those things, it's like, oh my God, right? You start to think, got to have a plan. And sometimes it's better to make a plan when you're calm after meditating. I will say, for me at least, if I get too much anxiety and I get to the point, it's a lot better now because I've been able to work through that. But like 4 or 6 years ago, I would be like, I'd always have to remind myself, and sometimes I might know this, okay, don't do it in a heightened state. Relax yourself, relax your mental wellness right now. Take over your body, meaning, breathe in. Sometimes we breathe in kind of shallow. And we create a tight chesting problem, and then we let it out, right? So, and you do that 4 or 5 times, that at least will help you take control of your nervous state. And your nervous state can be a little overwhelming, some more than others, so that you make improper decisions like quick, because you're always like, looking to where's the solution, right? And you're always in flight mode versus, okay, we have time, right? It's not going to happen for another few days. We got this. So you have to kind of do that internally. And that's easier said than done. It takes practice, and it takes a lot of willpower in some cases, and just mental thought of going, wait. I make better decisions when I'm calm and or relaxed. So let me get there, and then let me make that decision. Sometimes even going to the beach if you have access to the beach, and or creating a virtual beach scene in your own VR device if you have that. I don't know if you have access to that, but there you go. All right, people, I'm out of time here on the morning show. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Go check it out, theshiftwellnessrally.com. Register for that and much, much more. Thanks for watching another episode of the morning show. See ya tomorrow. Same place, same channel. Bye, everyone. All right, for those of you still tuning in, let's see. Algenia says, I love relaxation music and Native American music and kingdom songs. Read Matthew 6:20-33. That's good. So she reads, and that helps her. I appreciate that. Let's see. Maria says, I have a big case of COVID blues, stress, anxiety, depression, too much worry, and work. Well, especially being a frontline worker, right? That's right there is a whole frustrating situation to have to feel yourself in. Or be around. Let's see. Katya says, Maria, everything okay? And Katya is from Switzerland. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. And there you go. So, Maria says, lots of my coworkers are quitting because of it. Oh, no, that's not good, especially for our healthcare system, which I believe you're in Canada. So the healthcare system, yikes, a lot of people quitting because of the stress that they're under. Well, you know what? That would make sense. I did read, I didn't get a chance to share this, but it is actually somewhat with it and somewhat not with it. But there's this headline: 1 in 3 COVID-19 survivors suffers what they call now brain disease. They found 34% of COVID-19 survivors received a diagnosis for a neurological or psychological condition within 6 months of their infection. That's according to the study published in the journal Lancet Psychiatry. The most common diagnosis was anxiety, which was found in 17% of those treated for COVID-19, followed by mood disorders found in 14% of patients. While the neurological effects are more severe in hospitalized patients, they're still common in those who were only treated in an outpatient setting. That's according to researchers. Maxime Taquet, an academic clinical fellow in psychiatry at the University of Oxford and co-author of the new study, said, quote, that rate increased progressively as the severity of the COVID-19 illness increased. If we look at patients who were hospitalized, that rate increased to 39%. The results help light the way for how the healthcare system ought to continue helping COVID-19 survivors. Taquet said, quote, our results indicate that brain diseases and psychiatric disorders are more common after COVID-19 than after flu or other respiratory infections, even when patients are matched for other risk factors. We now need to see what happens beyond 6 months. It's the largest study of its kind and involved the electronic health records of more than 236,000 COVID-19 patients, mostly here in the U.S. The researchers compared the records with those who experienced other respiratory tract infections during the same time frame. They observed that those with COVID-19 had a 44% increased risk for neurological and psychiatric illness compared to people recovering from flu. They were 16% more likely to experience those effects compared with people with other respiratory tract infections. About 1 in 50 COVID-19 patients had an ischemic stroke. I believe I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, please correct me, which is a blood clot that affects the brain. COVID-19 didn't necessarily increase the risk for the full spectrum of neurological illness. Taquet said, quote, 2 important negative findings were related to Parkinsonism and Guillain-Barré syndrome. Both of those conditions are neurological symptoms that we know are sometimes associated with viral infection. We did not find that they were more common after COVID-19 and after the other respiratory tract infections that we looked at. So there's still questions on this. There's still research being done on this, on how it affects the nervous system of the brain, neurology, and all of that. It gets very, very difficult to understand. But at the same time, if you or someone you know is suffering, even 8 months after COVID-19, who knows? It could be something a little bit more serious that I'm sure in the coming months we'll probably find out more information on. and how to attend to it and or help people out with that. I know in some cases, some have been saying some have been losing certain memory thoughts and or patterns, and COVID brain, I think is what they're calling it now. So be careful out there. If that's the situation that you find yourself in, learn to ask for help and say, hey, I'm forgetting some stuff. Is it okay that I ask you whether this is true or not? And then just be okay with saying, maybe I forgot some stuff, because I've found out some people have actually done that. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Be careful out there. Before we go, let's see social media comments. Am I wrong? Am I right? What do you think? Let's see. Casey says the ocean is extremely relaxing for me. Yeah, I love that. It's a great thing to do. Let's see. Evidently, it's still snowing, very cold in Canada. And let's see. Mario says, Aaron, you are not wrong. Let's see. So there you go. Yeah, so be careful over there. Again, our Canada brothers and sisters over there up to the north of us. Again, hope the healthcare system's working out for them. And hopefully they get the help that they need. Maybe not quit, but they just need some more time off. You need to like breathe, right? And that's the biggest thing. All right, people, I appreciate you. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, we'll see you same place, same channel right here on The Morning Show. And go check out the shiftwellnessrally.com for more information. Bye-bye, everyone.